Right now, every business owner thinks that they have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on ads to make thousands of dollars on ads. And I actually used to think this too, which kept me from running ads for a long time. But in this video, I'm going to explain to you how I just spent around $130, less than the price of a Starbucks coffee per lead, $2 per lead, to get $5,500 in revenue in less than a week. And if you're interested in obviously making $5,000 this week, even if it's in revenue, it's better than no revenue. Let's go over this, and in this video I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I use and that you can remember to be able to do what I just did to make that same revenue. Number one is going to be a small budget but big signal. Although you have a small budget, which is totally fine, I was working off maybe $200 a month. I just threw $200 into one ad campaign that I ran, and I just said, let's see what this $200 makes. It got me around 15 book calls from this ad. From the 15 book calls, so far I've already had maybe 9 people take the call. I've had 2 sales. One of them, my first sale that I ever took with this specific ad, made $500 before I even crossed $120. It was like 100, so it was a 5-to-1. And then now when I just made this $5,000 sale, that just boosted it to like a 250-to-1 or something crazy like that. If you're interested in obviously doing this, it's based off of your offer, having a great offer. If you didn't watch the last video, watch that one. They'll give you a direct concept of what you need to do before running the ad. But to get the ROAS and obviously to make money off of a low budget, it's not about the budget, it's about the signal. What I noticed immediately is that every single person that was opting in, they had high intent, and around 70 to 80% of people were answering the phones. And I call less than a minute to 5 minutes, but when someone answers, on average, someone will lose like 30% of a pickup rate if you take too long to call someone. I don't know what the exact time is, and I don't want to lie to you, but I know if you take too long to call someone, even after a few minutes, it drops by like 30% likelihood of you be able to talk to them, or they even remember what you're calling for. The big signal for me was people answering, of course, and me also making that first sale, me getting those book calls. I had Cloud AI restructure my levelsgrowth.com website into a levelsgrowth.com/daycare website. Had that restructured with the information that I put into it, and just like that, it created me a website. And now that funnel is making me like 15, I would say it's booking me around 15 calls every few days, which on average, if you can get 100 book calls a month, there's no way you don't make 10 grand a month. This isn't just for the online space. This is just in general as a business owner, or content creator, whatever you are. But I paid attention to the signal that got my attention, which was first off money coming through. Before the ad was at 500, I made 500. And of course, getting that same thing happened, but 10x the next day or 2 days later. So find your big signal when you're spending this low budget. And of course, you just need a good ad that's targeted to these people. Like I said, just go watch the last video if you want understanding. Number 2, proof beats perfection. I started off my ad with, I just scaled this daycare from $0 to $37,000 per month. And I remember this daycare owner telling me that they didn't believe in the business and they shouldn't have started it. And now they say they have leads coming out of their ears. If you want to be a daycare owner that's scaling like this, and this, and I elaborated, but the hook was, I just took this company from $0 to $37,000 a month. You can hear the kids yelling at this daycare to show that proof of like, okay, there's people actually at this place. The social proof of me actually being in front of a daycare. You can't just go stand in front of some random person's daycare as a grown man and nothing will happen. Like, so obviously people will at least trust that. And the proof that I also used, of course, was my scaling abilities, from taking her from losing $4,500 a month to profiting $30,000+ a month. That is the thing that I emphasize. So I say, hey, I'll help you get your first 5 kids in the first 30 days. That's my lead magnet. And it's not necessarily free, but that's the thing that gets their attention. I never say it's free because that's illegal, but I do say that is my hook, and it's not a guarantee. I didn't say that it's guaranteed, but I'm saying that we're aiming to get 5 kids in the first 30 days. And if we don't, then we'll work with you for free until we do. That is the offer that I pitched to certain people, not to you directly. You got to find it on your own. Proof beats perfection. I'm saying this again because perfection is sometimes what stops most of us from taking action. If you're looking to make money in the next week or so and you haven't even put yourself out there, why are you trying to be perfect if you already got proof? You already got proof of what you did work, so you wouldn't be trying to do it. Take that to the market, let people see it, and let them decide if it's worth it or not. You don't have to be perfect. I didn't even have a haircut. I wasn't in my best shirt. I wasn't in the best vicinity. I was actually kind of bothered that the kids were making noise, but then I was like, that will play to my favor. So let me just deal with it. But that still got me 60 something leads in a week. Have you ever had 60 leads in a week? If not, trust me, this works. Profit first, scale second. So now that I have spent $150 and made $5,500 in revenue, I know, and I have like 5 to 6 people that I've been on calls with that are also willing to buy. There's in BAM-FAMs, meaning book a meeting from a meeting. Sometimes people need time. I'm not a hard close salesman. Like, well, here's why you need to buy right now. This is going to be a one-time guarantee. Like, I don't like working with people who don't want to work with me. I know that if I never lose people to usually price objections because I understand how to position myself with value. But if someone needs more time and they need to think about it, I make sure that it's not just a delayed gratification decision where it's like, I need this thing, but I'm going to get it later. I make sure that it's a true informed decision. Like if I'm going to drop a few racks, I kind of need to think about it sometimes. So I'm not saying that I'm a bad buyer. I've had to buy stuff the next day as well, or talk to someone that's real. So you don't want to push away a sale because you're thinking that the person needs to fake talk to their wife when they're serious and they actually want to talk to their partners. But just to stay on topic, the profit first and scale second, I can now scale after I've gotten a clear understanding of how much I'm putting in and how much I'm getting back. If I keep putting in $200 a month and it keeps making me $5,000 a month, why wouldn't I put $2,000 in to try to make $50,000 a month? And if it doesn't jump like that, well, I might go from $5,000 a month to $20,000 a month, and I'm spending 2 to get a 10x, which is way better than a higher ROAS but less money. You know, like if you spend $100,000 on ads and you make $400,000 back, that's a 3-to-1, but it's $300,000 in profit compared to if I spend $1,000 and make $10,000, that's like a 9-to-1, but I only made $9,000 compared to $300,000. Would you rather have a higher ROAS or more money? And that's the game that you're playing when it comes to scaling. But this is the order of what I would do if you want to do exactly what I just did. If you want to have a low budget and you want to make more money online with ads, especially as a business owner, you have a small budget, focus on your big signal. Once you get the signal, of course, you can add and increase your budget. I'm going to let mine run to see what the $200 does. I just throw money in and let the funds that I add accumulate until the point where I see, okay, well, this is $200. How much did I make? 200, 10x, keep this ad going. Or $200 spent, no money made, shut this ad off. Let's change it. So go through your small budget, get the big signal. Then you focus on getting that proof. You stack as much proof as possible. If you don't have anyone that you're taking from 0 to 37,000 per month, use your proof. You got someone who lost 20 pounds. If you got someone who had a great experience, if you had someone who had a great wedding, if you're a photographer, whatever it is, use your proof and focus on that and pushing it to the market instead of trying to be perfect. And lastly, what we're going to do is try to get profit first. You need to understand, I heard this from Alex Hormozi in the book. Alex Hormozi says in the book, $100 million offers or $100 million leads, I forgot which one. He says, I think it's leads for sure. It's leads, an ads campaign. He says, you will lose running ads way more times. You will strike out way more many times. But he said you only need one campaign to get back everything you lost and some. And you only need to win one time. So if you run 50 campaigns and 48 times you lost $100, cool, you just lost $4,800. That sucks. But then on ad 50 or ad 49 and 50, you know, you run 2 ads and they both hit because you had 48 tests. And you spend $100 or $1,000 on each campaign and they both go make you 10 to 20 to 30, 40,000 to 100,000, and you could keep this ad rolling. The ad that I shot last week, that ad right now is literally going to sell for me every single day, getting more impressions for me to get conversions. And then what can I do? I can add more proof to my website. I can use the people that I'm helping right now to get results every 6 weeks. I should have testimonials if I do my job right. So now I can funnel those testimonials back into the front end so people can see it and be like, oh, of course we trust this person. Why wouldn't we trust this person? But yeah, if you felt like this helpful, let me know. This is basically about obviously getting results with not having the highest budget, but as a business owner, especially with ads. If you felt like this is valuable, like I said, leave a comment down below. If you want to see something else, leave a comment down below as well. If you want to work with me personally, click the link down below and book a free strategy call. Go to levelsgrowth.com and book a free strategy call with me, and we can go from there. We'll talk about where you're at, where you want to go, and how we can help you get there. Remember, it's levels to wealth. It's levels to business. Be wealthy.